today's tale, I'd like to talk about tips and tricks for Geists, or Ghosts, however you want to say it. So my party has been roaming around, and we've found a good old group of Geists here. Well, it's not all Geists, 22. So normally with Geists you also get zombies and you get Necromancers. So the first thing you're going to want to do is deal with the Necromancer. Unfortunately my guys can't see all that far, but I know that he's going to be here. I'm going to extend forward just a little here, and the reason I'm going to extend forward is because I'm going to need to shoot his ass, and if I don't extend forward I just do not have the bow range here. So we're going to send forward all my guys. Now here you can see the Geists here, and unfortunately we don't have enough range to shoot this guy just yet. So the Geists are here and here. You generally get about 2 or 3 of them mixed in with everything else. But as I said, you need to deal with the Necromancer first. Otherwise, everything else that he has is just going to go completely crazy on you. And that is the least of what you want. We're going to try and get our archers down a little here. So we're going to have to awkwardly move our group. So the thing with Geists is they have a couple of attacks. They have a touch attack, which goes through your armor. And they also have a scream. The scream is probably the worst of their attacks, because what it does is it lowers the morale of your guys, and it can be pretty distressing for them. So they'll tend to break, they tend to flee, and they tend to fall apart. So you've got to make sure that when you're facing up against Geists, that you at least have a semblance of decent morale. So most of my guys have Iron Will as the skill, and they also got Carl Ironjaw here, the sergeant. So he's going to be helping out a little here with keeping things in line. Hopefully everybody doesn't break, but I have seen worst case, even with an average of 50 across the board, close to 60. I have seen my guys fall apart and run for their lives. It's been pretty embarrassing, and it's pretty devastating. So sometimes the Geists will do nothing for a turn or two. Other times they've just run straight at me. If they do wait a turn or two, it's really nice. We'll see what they do here. Hopefully they just wait. But things could get pretty ugly. Unfortunately my line's extended a little here, so things are not going to be so nice for Eric here, who is actually sick, which is not great. Eric, it's not great at all. So it looks like the Geists, they're just going to happily sit still, which is great for me. So I find they tend to sit still for a turn or two. And Ray-Ban still doesn't have enough range here. I should have probably fired, but so be it. I'm going to try and extend down here, because you really have to get rid of a Necromancer first. You cannot allow a Necromancer to sit around on your map. So we're going to skip his turn. Carl here, he's probably just going to step forward. We're going to start trying to clear some of this front line while we can. That's you done, Carl. So Geschler has a shot, but I'm not going to take it because he has a Goblin Overseer bow. It's going to push him back 1 square. So I'm going to try and clear a way forward here if I can. See if we can't speed up this zombie a little. Make some space. So I did that so that I can get Eric through to here. Hopefully, if they don't fill up this gap. Eric is suffering a little though. He's pretty slow in his heavy armor. It doesn't look like I'm going to be able to get Eric forward, which is really annoying. So we're going to take out the guy with the cleaver here, because I don't appreciate weapons coming to the front line. Do not appreciate that at all. So you're going to gang up on this man here. Let's see if we can do this, Eric. So I would love it if Eric, yes. So Eric has also got the skill where if you kill someone, you get a few more action points, which basically lets him kill the zombie and push forward, which is definitely what we need here. So hopefully we can, alright, been ganging up on this one. So the faster I get things down, the faster my guys get their resolve up at least, which will come in handy soon. When these things, when the guys start moving up on us. So we don't really have much of a choice here. We're going to pummel on the one that's already hurt. And we're going to pummel on this guy. And we're getting them down, we're getting them down. So these guys are probably going to act this turn. And they're either going to rush towards us, or we're going to go for a lash here. Since he's got very little head armor, we'll probably go for another lash. Might take him down. Nope. So they'll probably either rush forward or they will scream. So here comes the rush forward. And are they going to scream? Nope. So we're in luck. So normally you've got about... Ooh, okay. I thought I was going to be in luck, but as you can see, it basically wrecked old Eric the Loyal here, and he is fleeing. Which is not great, right? It's not great at all. We're not going to get a shot here. So I tend to shoot at the Geists with my back line. Because you're bogged down by all the zombies, right? But you've only got a 5% chance to hit, and you only ever have a 5% chance to hit. Did this guy really not get his turn? This is really annoying. Geshler, I'm going to probably have to forgo you, sir. And unfortunately, see here goes all the screams. So we're breaking here, we're fleeing here, and against Undead, if you start fleeing, they're just going to get a bunch of free hits on you, which is pretty bad for you guys. Pretty bad. And apparently my bowmanship skills are pretty poor. Alright, we're finally getting a shot on this guy. So... had I shot with the orc, the goblin crossbow, it would have probably shunted him back one and left him alive. Which would have been really bad for me. Because then I wouldn't have been in range at all to get the crossbowman in. So breaking and fleeing, it really wrecks their skills as well for defense and things like that. So you've got to be really careful here. Hopefully we can... Alright, we cannot. If there was one more here, we might have been alright, because then I could have cross-cut this way. Unfortunately, I can't, so we're going to have to maybe try and behead one of these and get in range of this guy. So we've got one off. Hopefully we can take this guy down. We're a little trapped here, we're a little trapped. We can't quite get out. I'm going to try and take down the one with the weapon here. Take down this man. And we're probably going to push forward here, just so that we can start hitting these guys with the pitchforks, since they can hit us anyway. And hopefully we can get this guy down. What tends to happen for the Necromancers is you tend to get this sort of screening action, where one of the zombies tends to hop in front and block you out a little here. We're going to keep clubbing on this guy. I'm going to step forward with him as well. And the rest of our lads. So we're going to club on this man here. Since he is about to flee. Hopefully the lash will take this guy down. And we can... apparently we can't step in. Alright, our boys are going to back out here. So against the zombies, it's not too bad. But you can... early on, if you start fleeing... can get really hairy. Okay, so this is the pain in the butt part. You tend to get people that stand in front and lower your chance to hit. So you can see I'm now struggling a little to shoot him. And the screaming starts to take a fair bit of a toll here. Normally I like to get the Necromancer down in the first few turns, so that you can start shooting at the Geists instead. But it's just not going to happen today. We're going to try and rally this man here, but has no effect. At least some of the others are having an okay time. We're gonna try and clear off this zombie in the front if we can. Or we're just gonna try and luck through. Nope. Alright. Got one more shot. Excellent. So with the Necromancer down, I can now start concentrating on shooting at the Geists here. I prioritize the Geists because if they break too many of you guys, it just starts to become a real disaster. We're going to start working on these guys at the back here, just to try and get some of them down, even though they will probably come back. Going to work on this man here. And have we got anyone who's near death? So, once your party gets a skilled up later on, you start to get things like Berserk and Killing Frenzy. So Berserk gives you 4 extra action points, and Killing Frenzy means you deal more damage, which basically gives you a good chance after killing something to really get in there and start dealing some damage. That was actually a mistake. I should have stepped probably here, just so that I could touch this guy here and this guy here, but so be it. We're going to keep working on this man, and we're probably going to work on this one here. Excellent work, Sir Sigbold. Excellent work. So I'm just looking for things that are pretty damaged, because I want to take out everything I can when I can. And if we can get a chance, I would like to get up on that Geist there, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Hopefully Eric will recover himself here, because we've now got a bit of a hole going on with the front lines here. It looks like the Scream has sort of wrecked up on this top line, but we're going to start firing on these Geists now. And with only 5% chance to hit, it's pretty dismal, but it is better than nothing. And Ray-Ban, he is now engaged in combat, so he's going to pull forth his billhook and hopefully slice down this. Nope. He is going to miss. He is going to miss. Alright. We're going to, let's see, these guys are all pretty much alright. He's probably 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it 4 tiles? Yeah, it's 4 tiles. I think that's out. We'll give it a shot. Give it a shot. Did nothing? Alright. I think that's out of range anyway. 1, 2, 3. It's at the extent of its range, right? So we're probably going to take a few hits on poor old Errol. And we're going to keep firing at these guys. 5% chance. If you get into melee, it's really good. So hopefully Torkel here, he can deal with this one here. And I'm hoping we can possibly get Janold. He's not going to quite make it. He's not going to quite make it into combat there, but it's pretty close. So we're going to step forward. We're probably going to step in here so that we get both of these. Because Errol's going to run, which will mean this guy's going to have free action. We're going to start working on the next spearman there, pikeman. Would love it if Remold could get rid of that one. And we're going to step into this last Geist here. So Geists are always your priority, because that Scream is a disaster. And you can see once you're in combat with one, they're not too hard to hit. And they only take 1 hit to kill. So you can generally get them once you're in. It just takes a bit of work to get them down. To get through all of these zombies in the front. And unfortunately, so these guys here, they're actually slightly lower level, and they don't have their iron will just yet. And you can see the screaming is taking its toll still. But luckily, now that we're in combat with them, we're probably just going to be able to kill them outright. We're going to equip our axe here, and we're going to try and clear off this man here. We'll probably step forward, and we'll assist on this fight here if we can. And this man here, he's going to step forward, and he's going to assist on this fight in the middle. Just trying to clear as many zombies as I can to free up guys. So you, sir, are not going to be able to assist, but you can step forward here and we can clear this hopefully we can clear this Geist. Excellent. Excellent done. I'm just going to keep moving forward. Just going to keep on trucking, people. Carl, he's going to step up here. Hopefully we can give a little bit of advantage on this fight here. Genold, so when you start breaking, that's the other thing that's a disaster when guys start screaming on you, is as soon as you start breaking, you can see that you already get negative 20% resolve, melee skill, range skill, melee defense, range defense. So if I look at him now, he's down to 55. He's got still reasonable melee defense, but that's with a kite shield and everything else, all his skills that he's got. So it really starts to affect your front lines. And you can see here on the hit chance, 25% hit chance, not great. So we're going to step in here, get these two, and we're probably going to work on this one here, who's already injured. Pickaxe might be a concern, but it's more of a concern economically at this point, because I don't really want to be getting damage to my armor. But we'll keep working on the pikeman there just to clear him off, since he was already hurt. And the rest of the lads are just gonna deal with everything that's going on. And apparently Eric and Eric are gonna just flee the battlefield. Flee the battlefield. They are sick, so... Well, he's at least sick, so he's got an excuse. We're not gonna step there because I'm gonna move Sigbold in there instead when he gets his turn, if this thing is still alive. So we're going to stab forward on probably this one here. Just clear him off. We've got the most around here anyway, so it's not really going to matter too much. Let's see, Raybane, he can step forward and bring it down. Bring the pain. So you don't really get anything great from zombies or anything. You tend to get... you know, the rusty mail, the patched mail. You do get, sometimes you get things like this ornate tome or decent gold items out of them. So other than that, Geists, they always come with Necromancers. I recommend killing the Necromancer first, always, because the Necromancer just makes things so much harder. He raises dead, he will control the dead, giving them extra actions. After that, Geists, if you can get to them. If you can't get to them, I always shoot at them anyway. 5% chance. It doesn't sound like a lot. It doesn't sound like a lot at all, but you'll find that you'll get, you know, RNG will smile on you and you'll get them. And your alternative is to be shooting arrows at zombies. And between a zombie and a Geist, you definitely need the Geist to be down. Even at 5%, I feel that it outweighs the damage that you could do versus the damage a Geist could do. And if you've got a lot of backliners, if you've got a lot of archers, then it's quite an amount of like arrows you could be putting in, especially if you have people armed with bows, since you can fire twice, giving you just that bit more 5% chance. It'll always be 5% chance with a bow. If you can, flank around and get them. If you can't, you just got to kind of put up with the amount of morale damage they do. But I don't suggest attacking Geists till you've at least got a decent level of morale boost. So all of my guys are running around 50% before the banner. After the banner, they're probably getting another 10%, so they're all probably around 60. Except for the two guys on the sides with the two-handers. They haven't quite skilled into all their skills yet, so they are running a little bit lower. And you can see that they just broke straight away. The rally skill is pretty important. I didn't actually use it enough. I should have used it more, just to keep everyone at least functioning. Because as soon as they start breaking or wavering, things tend to get pretty nasty for them. And as soon as they flee, well, you're just opening up holes in your line, right, for the zombies to pour through and grab a hold of your back line. And that is it for Geists. Tune in next time for more tips and tricks on Battle Brothers. Hey guys, thanks again for watching. If you like what you've seen, hit that subscribe button or leave me a comment on anything you want to see in the future.